Yeah, yes, within 20 minutes, yeah. So each speaker will get 20 minutes maximum. Yeah.
And distributors that are present throughout the globe. And we have multiple plants and manufacturing units here in Bangalore that operate in ISO 7 and ISO 8 clean rooms. So the HHV produces a wide variety of products, from large-scale vacuum furnaces and hot presses to thin film equipment for R&D as well as large-scale industrial manufacturing purposes, as well as thin film coated and thin film coated components and optics for space and defense applications. So just a quick brief about our history. We're a 58-year-old company, and since we're focusing on UV and UV coatings in this webinar, we had first started our thin films division here in 1994. And the UV section of this division had begun in 1996. So it's a part of our current bandwidth that we've been producing for a very long time. Our coating capabilities range from AR coatings to beam splitter coatings to transparent conductive coatings. We produce over 100,000 optical components every year. We also have a high precision optics fabrication lab here at HHV. And we also have a photolithography lab that produces alumina substrates for ISRO's space program. That was just a quick introduction about our company. This current webinar is going to focus on dichroic coated UV reflectors and the applications of these reflectors. So UV curing uses short wavelength UV light to cure inks and chemicals at rapid paces and rapid rates, and it's most commonly used in the printing industry. So HHV has a range of products from periscope prisms to these UV reflectors, and we are able to produce coatings that span from the UV, visible, and infrared spectrums. So our first speaker is Mr. Ramakrishna. Mr. Ramakrishna is our technical head and operations head of the Thin Films and Optics division. He has over 12 years of experience in thin films and optics, and he has done his master's in photonics at NIT Warangal. Ramakrishna is going to be covering the basics of UV, concepts of UV, and dichroic coatings in his presentation. Over to you.
Thank you for the introduction, Smriti. I'll just share my presentation and then I'll start with it. Just a second. Hope you can see my screen, Smriti.
Yes, can. I just realized my slides weren't moving. Apologies for that, but please forgive me, Ramakrishna. You can feel free.
Yeah. So hello everyone. In this webinar today, I'll be presenting about the basics of UV curing, dichroic thin film UV reflectors, and various configurations of UV reflectors for the UV curing applications. So when we hear about the UV spectrum, the first thing comes to our mind is the harmful UV rays, which affects our eye, skin, and immune system. But there are a lot of other advantages of UV as well when it is used in a careful manner. In the electromagnetic spectrum, UV radiation is classified having a wavelength from 10 nanometer to 400 nanometer. These wavelengths are shorter than the infrared light and then longer than the X-rays. This electromagnetic radiation is not visible to the human eye because it has a shorter wavelength and higher frequency than the light our brain can perceive as images. UV light is used for the water sterilization, fluorescence imaging, DNA analysis, and many other various fields. Today in this webinar, I'm particularly covering about the UV curing applications in the printing industry. So conventionally, the printing industry used to use a thermal curing technique. Books, brochures, labels, forms, foils, and other packages, they are printed and then coated with a protective paint using different methods. However, what they have all in common is that the printing inks need to be completely dried or cured before the products can be started, cut, or folded, or otherwise processed. So one of the conventional method of curing the inks is by the application of the heat. The chemistry of the conventional ink contains the evaporative solvents, pigments, and then binders, which need heat to drive the solvents out of the ink to make it hard. The main disadvantages with this techniques are these techniques are time-taking process, and then requires more energy, and then they are less durable, and then this process evaporates many harmful solvents in the environment, and then there is a loss of wastage in the ink. You can see the wet ink thickness to the dry ink thickness. There's a lot of loss of ink thickness. So how UV curing having many more advantage over thermal curing? I'll be explaining in the slides. The chemistry of UV ink contains the pigments, binders, and then photoinitiators. When the ink is exposed to the UV wavelength, the photoinitiator will start a cross-linking molecular chain reaction, which causes the ink to harden. In this process, no solvents comes out, and then as it is a chemical reaction, there is no chance of solvents coming out. And then drying time for the conventional ink is measured in minutes, whereas for the UV ink, it is measured in seconds. So you can understand how fast it is. There are a lot of other advantages of UV ink, such as the ink is more environmental friendly, and then there are no solvents, and then less energy used compared to conventional thermal curing. And the viscosity ink will not be changed over a longer running jobs. And then because the UV inks cure significantly faster, drying time is not a bottleneck for a higher output. So basically the process can run a lot faster. So you can see here in the picture, the wet to dry ink thickness, there is no change. Essentially the 100% of the ink capacity is utilized. When it comes to the UV spectrum, the scientists categorize UV spectrum into 3 different subtypes: UVA, B, and then C. Each UV has a different wavelength that determines how deeply it can penetrate the substrate. The appropriate UV is chosen for the application based on the substrate being used and then desired curing effect. For example, the UVA, which ranges from 315 nanometers to 380 nanometers, which is closest to the visible spectrum, which is used for curing the deep layers. And then it also initiates a good bonding with the substrate that is being cured. The wavelength that is in the region of 280 and 315 nanometer is called UVB. This is for deep layers and then good addition of the inks to the surfaces. Whereas the UVC spectrum ranges from 200 nanometers to 280 nanometer, which is having a higher energy. This is used for the top surface UV curing, and this is also useful for create the hardness for the inks that are getting dried, which will also give a lot of glossiness to the ink. So when we see the UV light source, the medium pressured UV lamp sources are used in the UV curing application. Most of the application uses this. And then it works by sending an electrical discharge to excite a mixture of mercury and noble gases, generating a plasma. Once the mercury reaches to the plasma state, it irradiates a high spectral output in the UV region of the electromagnetic spectrum. But if you see the spectral output of UV, there's only 28% of light is coming out in the UV region. There is significant amount of 53% of light is in the IR region. So we need to eliminate this IR region. Otherwise, there's a lot of heat energy going onto the surface that is getting cured, and then sometimes if the substrates are very much heat sensitive, it can cause a lot of damage to the substrates. So this is where the importance of the coatings are coming. The coatings, we need to make the coatings to reflect only the UV and then absorb the transmit IR. So we'll see how we can we are able to do this kind of coating using thin film technique. So for example, the requirement of the reflectors are explained here. If you see the UV light 360 degrees, it will emit a UV lamp. And then if you see what is the direct light that is coming onto the substrate that is getting cured without any aid of reflectors, only 25%. Remaining 75% is not getting directed, incidented onto the substrate that is being cured. By using the reflectors in a 270-degree configuration on the either side of the lab, we can fully reflect the light, and then 100% of emitted energy from the lab can be made to incident onto the substrate. So this is fine, good. But what are the substrates that are used for this kind of application? If you use normal aluminum reflectors, well, it can reflect the light 100% of energy. But if you see this aluminum spectrum, it evenly reflects the full wavelength from UV to IR. So one of the problem is solved by using the reflectors, whereas 100% of energy is getting reflected. But even though there is a lot of IR component is also getting reflected, which also causes the heat. So how do we eliminate this problem? That is where the importance of thin film coatings are coming. A thin film is a layer of material ranging from fractions of a nanometer to several microns in thickness. The controlled deposition of these materials as a thin film is a fundamental step in many applications. A familiar example of a thin film coating is a household mirror, which is typically has a thin metal coating on a back of a sheet of a glass to form a reflective surfaces. Another example of a thin film coating is anti-reflection coating applied onto the spectacle glasses to reduce the glare. So the recent advances in the thin film deposition technique have enabled a wide range of technical breakthroughs in the areas of such as automobiles, semiconductors, LEDs, lasers, and then many other devices such as thin film batteries. So the thin film applications continue to grow day by day. So I'll be explaining in this slide about the dichroic coatings. Dichroic filters are made by coating a substrate with a series of optical coating layers designed to reflect the required portions of the light, and then transmit or absorb the remainder. So now we have understood that we need to reflect only the UV portion of the light, and then transmit or absorb the IR, visible IR portion of the light. You can see here the coated layers on the aluminum reflect only UV portion of it, and then the transmit or absorb the visible and IR. So the graph that is in a straight curve made into a shape of a dichroic coating. So this is how we modify the surface of a glass or an aluminum to make the UV system much more efficient. So how do we do these coatings? So for doing this kind of a dichroic coatings, we need to select the raw materials. The raw materials are the glass and then aluminum, and the coating materials, we have a limited coating materials which can work in the UV region. For example, silica, aluminum, hafnia, zirconia, many other fluorides. So we need for interference effect a high index and then a low index layer combination, as I explained in my earlier slide. So in this list, hafnia and zirconia are the high index layers, remaining alumina is the medium index, and the remaining all the layers are low index layers. So by choosing one of these alternative high and low index material, the coating designs which are dichroic in nature can be made. So we use softwares like Essential McClad, TFCalc, and OptiLayers to refine the design thicknesses, and then which can be translated into a coating system, and the coatings can give a good performance of dichroic in nature. So the coating technology that we use is ion-assisted electron beam deposition. So there are various types of coating techniques available. Ion-assisted electron beam deposition is a low-cost process and high-speed process, and it is having a higher versatility. In the IID process, while the material is getting evaporated, the substrate is bombarded with the ion gun. The charged electrons, electric ions, hit the growing film with the mechanical effect of creating harder, more durable, and then they are less affected by the environmental changes. They last longer and they are more stable. So ion-assisted deposition is a very much advantageous over the conventional electron beam deposition in a way that the deposition can be carried out at very lower temperatures, and then the process can be carried out much faster. And then in this case, substrates are can be plastics, can be glass, can be aluminum. So this process offers much more versatility. So you can see the UV reflectors that HHV is offering. There are various kinds of shapes depending upon the application. If you can see the parabolic reflectors, the reflectors offers a diffused light onto the substrate that is getting cured. For the elliptical reflectors, the light converges to a narrow beam of UV light. So in this case, we use borosilicate, we use quartz, we use stainless steel, we use aluminum. So we can make the dimensions up to 400 mm in length. But of course, there is no limitation if the requirement is up to 1 meter, if that also can be made. And then all our coatings are undergoes a durability check as per to the mill standards. We can make the custom profiles, we can make any designs, whether it is parabolic or elliptical, whether it is aluminum or glass. We have all in-house capability to make these reflectors. So what's the difference between the aluminum and glass reflectors? So aluminum reflectors offers a little bit of flexibility in getting the required shape with the minimum tooling cost, but of course they are used for the low power applications and then low temperatures up to 250 degrees centigrade. The glass or the quartz can be made into a parabolic shape, and then the glass can be made into elliptical shape. So they offer a very good reflection in the UV, as well as they are used for high-end applications, high power applications, and then they can withstand for much more higher temperature, like 350 degrees centigrade. You can see the spectral graph on the glass and the aluminum. 220 nanometers to 440 nanometers is getting reflected, and then remaining light is getting transmitted. These graphs are measured at 45-degree angle of incidence. That means to say these reflectors are offering a good UV reflection performance at wider angles of incidence. So when you see the UV configuration, even though the 100% of the light which is emitted in all directions made to incident onto the substrate, there is a small percentage of the light which is directly coming and then hitting onto the substrate. If you see the UV spectrum, and there are peaks about 546 and then 579 nanometers. So these peaks again, which are coming from the direct light source, which are hitting onto the substrate, causes the heating. So to eliminate this effect, we have a product, something called IR blockers or the UV transmitter. The functionality of this coated glass is it will allow the UV light, which is coming from the reflectors, to pass through it. At the same time, it will block the 546 and 579 peaks. So which allows much more efficiency of the substrate that is getting cured, and then it can withstand the substrate that is being used in this case is quartz, over which IR blocker coating is done, and it is useful for very heat sensitive materials like plastics curing on CD, DVD labels, plastic foils, any kind of wood industry that uses these UV curing machines, which requires the IR blockers to eliminate the heat. The other applications in the fiber optic industry, in the case of UV that comes is the fiber optic reflectors. The glass optical fiber is pulled at a multi-story drying tower where a glass preform is heated and then pulled to a thin optical fiber. To protect the optical fiber, there are two layers of polymer material is applied, and then the UV curing system utilizes the UV reflectors to rapidly and evenly cure the fiber optic cables to form core-to-clad bonding, and then using the high intensity UV light. The UV cured optical fiber coating is to close the notches and then used to prevent the cracks, and then it protects and then it strengthens the optical fibers. So you can see in the fiber drying towers, these two kinds of reflectors are used, which are called as front and then back reflector. If you can see in this configuration, this is the front reflector. In one of the focal point, the bulb is placed, and in the other focal point, the fiber is drawn. So there is a secondary reflector for the back end reflector, which is being mounted here to focus all the energy onto a specific point. So these kind of fiber optic reflectors, which are used in the UV industry, enables the fiber optic cables to be drawn few thousands of kilometers per day in a very faster manner. So making these fiber optic reflectors to a critical shapes is very much essential. And then we use particular in-house tooling mechanism to achieve these stringent profiles, because it need to be focused onto a pointed fiber optic cable. You can see the spectral performance of this UV reflector for the fiber optic, which is again reflecting 220 to 400 nanometers, and then transmitting or observing in the visible and infrared radiation. In the same way, fiber optic industry uses coloring reflectors. The fibers, tubes, ribbons in fiber optic cables are usually marked with different color codes to facilitate the identification. UV curable coatings provide protection, flexibility, strength to the fiber when it is drawn. So UV inks color code the optical fibers and then protect the fibers against the decomposition caused by the cable gels. Particularly in the case of multi-fiber cable protection, this is the main concern, which can be solved by the UV curing. And then different color codes are made, and then the fiber optics manufacturing uses this UV curing, fast curing, to up to 2,500 to 3,000 meters per minute is what they use to produce color the cables and then mark them. So for the high speed curing, the UV is the best solution. So HHV, we have an in-house substrate manufacturing facility. Our precision optics fabrication facility, we have the state-of-the-art machinery to fabricate high precision optical components in the visible and infrared spectrum. We have expertise in delivering the optical component requirement for the space and defense, as well as high precision optical components, for example, for used in the case of UV applications. We have extensive knowledge in handling materials like quartz, fused silica, zero BK7 crown and trim classes for the UV visible spectrum, and then silicon, germanium, zinc sulfide for the infrared spectrum. So we do have in-house facility for bending the glass as well as aluminum or any other metal like stainless steels. So the coatings are done in in-house manufactured coating machines in the clean rooms to achieve the low defect coatings. All the substrates before the coatings are ultrasonically cleaned to remove the dirt, oil, grease, or any other contamination. The substrates are loaded into the jigs in the laminar flow tables. So HHV has got all the sophisticated machinery and then required thickness controls for high precision coatings. We have about 20 different machines, the largest being the 1400 system. All these coating chambers are in-house manufactured. Each machine is customized to suit to the specific need of the product. So we have a very good in-house characterization facility. We do have a scratch dig comparator to identify and measure the defects on the substrate. We have a spectrophotometers ranging from UV to IR. We have a scanning electron microscope. We have optical microscopes. And then we have a salt spray chambers to check the corrosion effect of the coatings on the materials. We have a stylus profilometers to measure the thickness of the coatings. So all the coatings goes through stringent quality checks, and then they have a stringent durability checking as well. So at HHV, we manufacture a wide variety of products ranging from UV to IR. You can see the periscopic prisms in this picture, which are used in the defense purposes. Hybrid microcircuits are used for the space, for the RF communication. We have discussed about the fiber optic and then UV reflectors. And then we also manufacture zinc sulfide domes used for the missile seekers. We have a transparent heaters used in anti-fogging applications. We also manufacture night vision optics for IR lenses and thermal imaging. We do have laser protective glasses, as well as other infrared and then anti-reflection coatings. So this is the part of the UV coatings. Over to you, Smriti, for the other speaker. Thank you.
Thanks, Ramakrishna. That was a great introduction into UV curing, its applications, as well as how thin films are actually very advantageous in the entire space and how it improves the efficiency of the substrate as well as the speed at which you can cure inks and chemicals for various applications. So our second speaker is Mr. Abhay Datta. He has over 30 years of experience in the UV manufacturing space, which includes UV lamps and UV printing systems and printing machinery. Mr. Abhay Datta is going to be giving a small presentation on UV curing and UV printing machinery. Over to you, Mr.
Thank you, Smriti. Thank you, Ramakrishna, for highlighting a lot of things on the spectrum format. Very nice. I will start by giving a brief introduction about our company, UV Graphic Technologies. A brief introduction about our company. Established in 1990, UV Graphic Technologies began its business in the graphic and printing industry, producing UV coating and curing systems for the printing and printing machinery for the printing companies in India and around the world. Since the very beginning, our team and expertise has grown with our client base. We have been actively involved in the sales of finishing machinery and specializing in UV coating and curing equipment, rotary label printing machines, and silvery equipment and printing and packaging and label converting industry. We are strategically located near the capital of India in Noida, a prime industrial area which is central to most of our clients. Our primary objective is to deliver quality, reliable equipment, reliable and quality service, and the latest technology to our valued customers. We also proudly represent some of the top machinery builders around the world, and we are also accredited OEM suppliers to some of the big names in the UV curing and flexographic printing industry. The machineries manufactured by us include UV coating machines with capability of drip-off or dispersion coatings, LED-ready UV systems, LED systems, flexographic label presses, label punching machines, slittery winders, hot pulse stamping machinery, 100% inspection and defect detection equipment. And we also manufacture customized equipment. Since 1990, UV Graphic Technologies has been developing and manufacturing state-of-the-art UV systems for the printing and packaging industry. We are proud to announce that the first UV system manufactured by our company 30 years ago is still running with our first UV customer successfully. Ever since, we have come a long way and produced state-of-the-art UV systems competing with leading UV equipment manufacturers around the globe. All UV systems manufactured by us since 2017 are LED-ready systems with combo power supplies capable of hot swapping between conventional and LED UV in under 30 seconds. UV and LED curing systems are ideal for inks, coatings, and adhesives as they meet the highest energy requirements. No matter what your curing needs are, UV Graphic has the right advice and the right solution. The name of UV Graphics is associated with highly efficient UV systems known for its long service life. To achieve the greatest possible efficiency in industrial curing applications, we use the most modern hardware, systems, software, electronics, and production techniques. Our UV and LED UV systems include high-performance solutions from the industry's leading suppliers, which include HPE from Italy and Power Units from Austria. A long service life is taken into production and at the development stage of all the products. Every new system manufactured by us is tested for a minimum of 1,000 hours under stringent conditions before we send it to our customers. Our UV product range includes various kinds of UV systems for the market. The most common systems are water or air-cooled UV systems for the printing and packaging industry, LED UV systems also for the printing and packaging industry, hybrid UV LED combo systems, UV systems for water disinfection, air and environment disinfection systems for industrial applications, and UV curing systems for the wood and furniture industry. UltraCure Aqua is a water-cooled system manufactured using special design aluminum extrusions. These tried and tested UV curing systems are capable of running at 200 watts per centimeter. The slim design makes the UltraCure Aqua simple to integrate in machines with the smallest space available. Minimum exhaust air quantities in operation have a positive impact on the efficiency of the overall system and reduces operating cost. The UltraCure Aqua is our highest selling UV system with lamp lengths up to 2000 millimeters, 2 meters. What you see here is a typical example of our water-cooled reflector where the water is driven through the holes of the extrusions, which cools the lamp housing. A controlled environment where heat generation is not permissible. The water-cooled reflectors in combination with air cooling provide the best approach for mounting and offset presses to minimize the heat generated on the press. Needless to say that all these reflectors are with hydraulic coating, so the infrared energy is eliminated. The UltraCure DCR is our air-cooled reflector designed for narrow web label and small format offset presses. Manufactured up to a width of 600 mm, these systems are designed to run at an output of 180 watts per centimeter. The DCR system guarantees optimum curing results for inks and UV coatings and has been best results with regards to deep surface curing in relation to the amount of energy used. These properties assure many potential options for integrating the UltraCure DCR system in many presses. I would like to add that these systems can cure up to 200 meters a minute without any problems. Here is an example of the DCR air-cooled reflector, which uses heavy aluminum extrusions, where air is driven into the reflectors to cool the inside and outside of the housings. These reflectors are used for widths up to 600 mm and the power of 180 watts per centimeter. As you can see in this area, these are diachronic reflectors which eliminate heat and absorb all the IR, and there is very little impact, or I would say no impact of heat on sensitive films and thin substrates. This is a view of our typical LED system, which is what we are producing now. It is a future technology. We will discuss this in a few moments. Here you see our LED systems installed on our label presses, which is easily removable. LED ready power supplies. When I say LED ready, means that these power supplies run for mercury vapor arc lamps as well as LED power supplies. So these are combination power supplies, the latest in the industry. The complete electrical control cabinet, as you can see. Our human machine interface is also multilingual. So you can see that we have English, and here we have Hindi. We can have any numerous options. Again, this is in Hindi, English. Typical installation of a combo system on a Bobst flexo press. On the left side, you see the active UV LED system, which is a LED version. And on the right side, what you see is a conventional arc lamp. This is one of our water-cooled systems, the UltraCure Aqua, installed on a Heidelberg CD74 interdeck UV system. As Ramakrishna has already mentioned, I won't go through this again. So we have elliptical reflectors, parabolic reflectors, and we have various options to throw the light on the substrate. I do wish to add that the reflector is an integral part of the system where the reflector is responsible for 65% of the energy seen on the substrate. If we remove the reflector, we will only have about 30 to 35% energy falling on the reflector on the substrate, which is not enough for curing in any given application. So reflectors are a very, very important part of our system, and it is something we take very, very seriously. Now I'll come to the benefits of UV curing. UV curing, everybody knows, it's greater scratch and abrasion resistance, better solvent resistance, higher gloss finish, improved hardness, superior bonding strength, no solvents. It's a green technology, instantaneous cure. You don't have to wait for the material to dry. Lower cost of drying compared to hot air and infrared dryers. Machine and operator friendly. It can be, the inks can be left overnight, so you don't have to bother cleaning the presses again and again. UV and LED curing systems. This is a topic of discussion. As a UV and UV LED system manufacturer, UV Graphic offers a variety of high performance UV curing systems for inks, adhesives, and coatings. From small simple devices for R&D or laboratory use, to complex systems for interdeck installations on offset and flexo presses or installation on conveyor belts, UV Graphic have the ideal UV curing system for all kinds of applications. We also offer inert gas systems for higher speeds and sure cure polymerization. UV LED curing is a relatively new technology which is proving itself to be more reliable, economical, and environmentally friendly. In the past, UV curing process used mercury vapor lamps. This type of UV curing process is still widely in use, and many industries, including the printing and packaging industry, still rely on this technology. However, this technology can negatively affect the environment. The European Commission is currently assessing whether to ban mercury-based lighting under the RoHS directive. Due to this and various other reasons, many industries are making the switch to newer technologies of LED UV curing. While the UV LED curing system is a newer process, it has become more common because of multiple benefits, which include low maintenance and low power consumption. This process provides more effective curing methods for a variety of applications, while also offering advantages for the environment. UltraCure UV and LED UV curing systems offer the latest innovations and technology available in the market. UV Graphic Technologies has extensive UV and UV LED curing experience, product knowledge, and technical expertise. The systems are built with the highest quality materials and manufactured to the latest with the latest semiconductor technology, optics, thermal efficiency, electronics, and mechanical components available. Whether it is curing of printing inks, adhesives, or varnishes on various substrates, LED UV is seeing a high growth rate in the coating and printing industry. However, distribution of the two technologies differs widely on the various segments. LED technology has become a real alternative solution in the sphere of UV curing. Till date, the efficiency of both the individual LEDs and the systems as a whole have been increased, resulting in further improving curing quality. Simple integration, dispensing with ozone and mercury, and the lack of thermal radiation favor a broad range of applications for this technology in industrial curing. In principle, the polymerization process with an LED system is identical to the familiar conventional UV technology. The only difference is that the chemistry of reactivity and surface properties has to be optimized. If the aforementioned conditions are satisfied in terms of inks, varnishes, adhesives, coatings, etc., LED systems can successfully be used in the printing industry. This new curing technology is more used in offset, flexo, and inkjet applications. For curing purposes, LED systems use the proprietary of light-emitting diodes to convert electrical current straight into the light. They are based on semiconductor compounds which give off energy in the form of ultraviolet radiation or even visible light as soon as electrical current flows through an LED in the forward direction. The functionality of UV LED high-performance units, industrial LED technology used for cross-linking, works on wavelengths between 365 and 405 nanometers. The range between 385 and 395 is the one being most frequently used in printing and packaging. The modules can take 100 or more LEDs. An intelligent circuit controls these modules, also allowing them to be switched on in different zones. Zoning circuits allow adaptation to working widths, resulting in huge energy savings. Under what condition does a LED system save electricity? This is probably the most common question in connection with LED technology and does not have one simple answer. It always depends on the operating and machine conditions. It is now essentially possible to save energy when using LED systems as the reactivity of the chemistry has been improved. In addition, an LED UV system is ready to be used as soon as it is switched on. So there is no standby power requirement. Zonal switching again allows LEDs to be switched on or off outside the active working width. Triggered pulsing over the image area allows further power saving. Comparing the two technologies, LEDs have obtained a considerable market share in industrial and household lighting technology. Although the use of UV LED technology requires a greater investment, this is far outweighed by its benefits. Essentially, energy saving and a long service life. In the course of over 40 years, conventional UV lamps with its broad spectrum, has become an established, in a great many spheres of application. However, the narrow LED spectrum means that many applications cannot be transferred 1:1 from conventional to UV LED. So in other words, conventional UV still dominates the market. However, many advantages we have with the LED, but still conventional UV still dominates the market. LED UV technology works in the spectral range between 365 and 405 nanometers. UV lamps, on the other hand, cure in wavelengths ranging from 200 to 420. So it's a much broader spectrum, and we can have a lot of multiple uses with conventional UV as compared to LED UV. LED UV technology has made inroads in terms of curing printing inks in the printing industry. Applications in other industrial applications are also increasing. The industry is awaiting the development of LEDs with shorter wavelengths. So when we have shorter wavelengths, we have more opportunities to work with. Large-scale development and availability of inks and coatings is further making LED a more sought-after technology. LED inks are also becoming more compatible with difficult substrates and gaining popularity. Significant cost reduction in LED inks and coatings is an added advantage. UV lamps and LEDs in comparison. In addition to the requirements of UV lamps or LEDs, there are technical differences between the two technologies. The most important feature of each technology for individual curing are outlined. LED systems offer a compact design structure. So it means they can go into smaller places where we have very compact space, we can go there. Possibility to operate in zones. We can have multiple zones. You can switch off an area where you don't have an image to print. You can shut that off. Lower heat generation. There is no ozone generation. Contains no mercury. It's energy saving. Has a long service life. Instant start capabilities. And options for water and air cooled. Conventional UV lamps have had an established technology for the past over 40 years. It has a broader spectrum and can offer you deeper curing, high energy output, easy availability of inks and coatings around the world, wide range of finishing options. So you can do like decorative packaging with LED, with conventional systems, which you can't do with LED systems at the moment. Lower investment costs. Lamps and reflectors are easy to replace. Spectrum easy to change by means of lamp doping. If we can have doped lamps to work for inks, different lamps to work with white inks, different lamps to work with varnishes. Again, we can have the option of water or air cooling. The task of UV curing is clearly defined by the process and the substrate. At the end of the day, in the process chain, there is a product which has to be cured and meet the customer's requirement in terms of curing, adhesion, scuff resistance, tape test, odor test, color fastness, and overall printability for further conversion. In this process, one technology may be more stable and have an edge over the other. We all know that conventional UV printing is way easier than using LED, but LED is also catching up in the market, and we don't know what the future will be, but it's moving towards LED, of course. The cost of inks and coatings and its consumption can also play a vital role for being a deciding factor. Once the technical requirements have been met, the LEDs offer a range of advantages compared to the classic UV lamp technology. UV LED technology boasts a number of core properties, such as that it is environmentally friendly, energy saving, and ready for immediate use. The LED modules also transmit only a small amount of heat to the substrate, enabling high quality processing even for heat sensitive substrates. Thank you. Over to Vicky.
Thank you, Mr. Lata. It was a great presentation. It highlighted conventional UV systems as well as the up and coming new technology, which is LED. So we do have around 7 to 8 minutes for some questions. There have been a couple of questions in the chat boxes. So I'm just going to read out the question, and between you and Ramakrishna, you all can have a little back and forth and see how you all would like to go about answering it. The first question we have is whether we can have 100% transparency. I'm assuming that transparency is with regards to the substrates. So over to you, Ramakrishna and Abhay.
So 100% transparency in any process is not possible. It is limited by the material absorption as well as coated materials absorption. In the case of IR blockers, we are offering around 90% of the transmission of the incident light. In the case of UV reflectors, we go up to 95% of reflection. 5% is lost in the material absorption and then substrate absorption.
Great, thanks, Ramakrishna. Ms. Abhay, would you like to add anything to that?
I would say yes, Mr. Ramakrishna is absolutely correct. We have 100% transparency almost. I vouch for what he says.
Great, thanks so much. The next question that we had was whether this technique to coat could be used to coat silver jewelry to get 100% transparency and protection. And this could either be with regards to the technology that we're using to deposit the UV coatings, or whether this process can be used to cure silver coatings. So I'll let the two technical experts take this question.
So with the lacquer on any metal or anything, you can definitely cure with a handheld curing device. So you can apply this transparent lacquer on not only silver, but on brass, copper, a lot of artifacts that you get in the market today. If you notice carefully, they are all plated, and then prevent them from oxidization. There is a UV coating on it or a lacquer, but mainly they use UV coating with polymerization, and that gives it sort of an endless life against corrosion and oxidization. So yes, silver jewelry, silver articles can definitely be coated and cured.
Okay. So the last question that we have, and I think we have time just for one more, was whether we can use UV curing with thin film substrates that are sensitive to heat. And if the substrates are sensitive to heat, how can the heat emitted be compensated?
Yeah, we can use UV curing to cure on the sensitive substrates, heat sensitive substrate. So the heat that is getting absorbed by the reflectors is eliminated to the exhaust mechanisms. So the reflectors have forced air cooling to take out the heat. And then there are extruded surfaces in the case of aluminum reflectors. So those extruded surfaces collects the heat, and then with a water cooling mechanism or a forced air cooling mechanism take out the heat from the substrates.
Ramakrishna, I would like to add that, of course, this is very important what you have said, dichroic mirrors, and then hot mirrors will filter all the infrared light. But for very, very fine, thin films, it is also proven to be successfully established that you can use a chill drum and pass the material over or under the chill drum and have the UV system mounted on the chill drum. And both the systems, the chill drum as well as the dichroic reflectors will go hand in glove, and virtually there is no rise in temperature. We are building a flexo presses with this technology that when you run the press at even 10 meters a minute, the temperature rise on the film is just 2 or 3 degrees above the ambient with this technology. In certain cases, if the children is really cooled down, the substrate which comes out of the system, out of the curing system, is even cooler than the ambient temperature. Of course, this will cause condensation and other problems, but if we maintain, if we have a children and a supporting diachronic reflector on a UV system, it works absolutely wonderful. There's absolutely no problem, no elongation of the films. The register is, absolutely accurate. There's no distortion in the films at all. Yeah. Samriti?
Great. So thank you to both of you for that. I think those are the last of the questions. And in the last couple of minutes, I'm just going to do a quick wrap up. So first of all, I'd like to thank our two speakers, Mr. Abhay Datta and Mr. Ramakrishnan. This is a great informative session on dichromatic reflectors for UV curing applications. This webinar is going to be posted on our YouTube page, and it will also be available through LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So if you would like to just go through it again, or someone you think would be interested in it, wants to have a recording, you could just head over there and watch the video again. And if you want to know more about our company, HHB, always visit our website, hhb.in, and you can learn everything from there. So we'd like to thank our speakers, our participants, and the organizing committee for this webinar. And there'll be another installment of our webinar next month, which will be on from the thin film equipment side. And we hope to see you there as well. So thank you again, and thank you for joining us. We look forward to continuing the series throughout the year. So,
thank you,
Mr. Datta, and thank you.
Thank you, audience. Thank you. Bye-bye.